Right. Today we are talking about comparing and ordering decimals. Our job today is to compare and order decimals. So what we talk about comparing is saying is it greater than, less than, or equal to. So our greater than, an inequality relationship showing that the number on the left side of the symbol is larger than the number on the right side. So when we look here, and this is what we're going to get into, we're going to compare our numbers. 0 and 0 is the same. 1 and 1 is the same. 2 is bigger than 0. So therefore, 12 hundredths is greater than 104 thousandths. Greater than is always opening, our alligator's eating the biggest. Okay, and then less than is an inequality relationship showing that the number on the left side of the symbol is smaller. This one is larger, this one is smaller. So here we go, 0, 0, 5, 5. Well, 6 is bigger than 5. So when we read this, 5/10 is bigger than 60. 5/10 is less than 64 hundredths. All right, and then equivalent is equal. Okay, here's kind of the trick for the day. 0.74 equals 0.740. I can add a 0 here as many times as I want. I can add a 0 here, and the number never changes. So 0.74 or 74 hundredths is equal to 740 thousandths, but we can just call it what it is. So the way I want you guys to do this is I want you to line your numbers up. 3.472, we're going to go 3.445. We're going to look to see if the numbers are the same. 3 and 3, there's nothing different. 4 and 4, nothing different. So when we get to this spot right here, we're going to look. Which number is greater? Is 7 greater than 4? It sure is. So that means that 3 and 472 thousandths is greater than 3 and 445 thousandths. It is key to line these up. Line them up every time so that you can figure out your answer really quick. So the first one here we're going to do, I have 8.72. I have 8.720. Well, I'm going to add a 0 so my numbers are the same. 8's the same. 7's the same. 2's the same. Guess what? Those are equal. Well, let's come down here. 5.4, 5.243. It's always important that we line our decimal points up. My 5's are the same. So here's what's different. 4 and 2. 4 is greater than 2. So 4, 5 and 4/10 is greater than 5 and 243 thousandths. All right. Mountain heights. The table lists some of the mountains in the United States that are over 2 miles high. How does the height of Cloud Mountain in New York compare to the height of Boundary Mountain in Nevada? So first thing we're going to do is find our important numbers that we're going to use. So it looks like we're going to need Boundary and Cloud Mountain. What question are they asking us is, how does the height of Cloud Mountain in New York compare to the height of Boundary Mountain in Nevada? Okay, my important math words that are telling me what to do are right here. I'm going to compare them. That's asking me as if it's going to be greater than, less than, or equal to. So I'm going to take the height of Cloud Mountain. Cloud Mountain is 2,000. Not 2,000. Let me take that back. It's 2 and 495 thousandths. And Boundary is 2 and 4,088. So I'm going to come over here and do just what I did last time. 2, 4, 9, 5, 2, 4, 8, 8. So I look, my 2's, they're the same. My 4's, they're the same. So I'm going to come right here. So 2 by 9 is bigger than an 8. So 2 and 495 thousandths is bigger than 2 and 488 thousandths. Mount Whitney in California is 2,745 miles high. Mount Rainier in Washington is 2,729 miles high. and Mount Harvard in Colorado is 2.731 miles high. Order these heights of mountains from least to greatest. So if I use my cube strategy, circle my important numbers. Underline my question is, order the heights of these mountains from least to greatest. My math words, order, and then least to greatest. All right. So I'm going to take my numbers just like I have both other times. 2 and 745 thousandths. 2 and 729 thousandths. 2 and 731 thousandths. So let's look. The 2's are all the same. My tenths are all the same. So I'm going to come right here. I have 4, 2, and a 3. I'm looking for least to greatest. So my smallest number out of 4, 2, and 3 is 2. So 2 and 729 thousandths is my smallest. Now because I have two different numbers here, I can keep going. 4 and 3, which one is the least out of that? Is 2 and 731 thousandths. Which leaves us with our greatest one, which is 2 and 745 thousandths. So we ordered the mountains from least to greatest. What is the order of 1 and 383 thousandths, 1 and 456 thousandths, and 1 and 32 hundredths from greatest to least? Order greatest to least. So if I write these numbers just like I had before, 1, 3, 1, 4, 5, 6, 1, 3, 2. So my 1's are all the same. So I'm going to come here. So my greatest to least, 3, 4, 3. My biggest number is 1 and 456 thousandths. Now, I have a 3 and a 3, so guess what? I need to move on to the next column. Now I see that I have an 8 and a 2. Which one is my next biggest number? Is 1.383, or 1 and 383 thousandths, which leaves us with our last number is 1 and 32 hundredths. Order from least to greatest. I have 2 and 7 thousandths, 2 and 714 thousandths, 2 and 9 hundredths, 2 and 97 hundredths. So I'm going to look. My 2's are all the same, so I'm going to use my tenths. My first one says I'm looking for greatest to least. So greatest is 2 and 97 hundredths. That's my biggest one. So now I can have 0, 7, 0, so I can get one more in here. 2 and 714 thousandths. So I have 2 and 9 tenths. So I need to move to my next column. So I have a 1, but a 0 and a 9. So my 9 is bigger than a 0. So I'm going to go 2 and 9 hundredths. And my smallest one is 2 and 7 thousandths. Greatest to least. What if the height of Blackburn Mountain were 500 miles greater? Would it then be the biggest mountain with the greatest height? So we're looking for Blackburn Mountain is right here. So Blackburn Mountain is 3 and 104 thousandths miles high. It's asking us to add 0.05. And I'm going to add a 0 because it just makes it easier. 4 plus 0 is 4. 0 plus 5 is 5. 1 plus 0 is 1. 3 plus 0 is 3. Make sure my decimal point stays in the same place. So now I need to come up here. Which one was bigger? 3, 3, 1, 1, 5, 4. So this would be my second biggest. So I'm going to go 3 and 154 thousandths, because that's what we just did. Compare that to 3.152. So I'm going to put 3.152. Same, same, same. Looking here. 4 is greater, so the answer would be yes. It makes it bigger to make it the greatest height. All right. Mount Logan into the Yukon is 3.702 miles. 3.702 miles high. Mount McKinley in Alaska is 3 and 848 miles high. And Pico de Orizaba in Mexico is 3 and 571 miles high. Order these mountains from greatest to least. So again, if we use our cubes, this one's important, this one's important, and this one is important. My question is, order these mountains from the greatest to least. I'm going to order from greatest to least. So, my 3's are all the same, so I'm going to look right here. I have 3 different numbers, so I'm able to figure out the whole problem right here. 3, 7, 8, 5. Which one is the greatest? Is 8. 3 and 848 thousandths is my greatest. Next would be 7 or 5 is going to be 3 and 702 thousandths. And the last one is 3 and 571 thousandths. So the key to today is making sure that you follow your numbers. We can't use the whole number, so we move to the next. The biggest number we want is if it's asking us for the greatest, least if they're asking us for the least. Homework today was 176, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 12, and 13. Number 16, page 168, 1 and 2. All right. Have a great day before Halloween.